Well, is this tool a game changer, or is it just another niche buy? Is it just another thing that looks pretty in the tool cabinet? You have to confess that this thing looks fast standing still. It's a really beautiful hand plane, and I just think it is long and lean, every woodworker's dream. But do you have to have it? That's the question we're going to talk about right now. Now, this is a shoulder plane. It is absolutely a specialty plane, a joinery plane designed for highly precise work, especially when it comes to mortise and tenon joinery. And I'm interested, if you've never seen one of these, and if you've never seen one of them in action, I would be interested to know what your first impressions are in the comments below. But do you need this plane? And I want to get into some of the specifics about this plane and what it can do, and whether or not you should have this plane in your arsenal of tools in your woodworking. Now, it's not lost on me that there is a world of difference between something that you need and something that you want. Now, I remember the day that I bought this plane. It was not too long ago, several years ago, when I was looking for one, and the company that I was looking to buy it from didn't have any in stock. And so as I was on the phone, we were talking about another plane that I was considering purchasing, and then while we were on the phone, they said, a shoulder plane just came up for grabs, and I said, I'll be down in a few minutes. And then I left that afternoon and ended up with a couple of planes that day. Now, for those of you who are a little bit more aware when it comes to some of these joinery planes, it might look like this is a bit of a block plane or something like that, but it has more of a specific purpose. Unlike most planes, you can see here that the blade goes from one side to the other side. So it has this sort of what we would call a rabbeting feature. So it has the full width of the body there, flush with both of the sides, which means that it can cut very closely. It can cut right into the corner of a shoulder. Again, with like mortise and tenon joinery, it can get right snug up to that corner. Now, one of the things that's important about this is you can see that this is pretty low angle, and there's a steep angle on the blade as well. And what that does is that helps you to be able to attack end grain really well. So this really does do a great job, whether you're talking about the cheek of the tenon itself or you're talking about the shoulder of the tenon. It does a wonderful job getting away the material and making a really nice snug fit. It also does a good job when we're thinking about cleaning up dados, especially if you have a dado that's 3/4 of an inch across. You can slide this in there, clean that up really easily as well. If you have grooves and things like that along the grain of the board, you can clean those up with a plane like this also, and it would do a good job of that as well. But do you need this plane? Now, admittedly, they are expensive. At the recording of this, I believe they're about $285. I will say that it looked like there were some other companies that have more reasonably priced planes, and I would lean in that direction if I were thinking about buying a shoulder plane. For how often it comes off my shelf, I have to say, out of all of the tools behind me, this tool is probably the least used joinery plane that I have. There are others that are much more well-worn, much more well-used, that I enjoy using, and so I end up gravitating to those. And so for me, the shoulder plane is not something that I gravitate toward. It's something that, frankly, I just like to look at. But I need to be clear, that does not mean that this plane does not do a good job for what it's supposed to do. It's a shoulder plane, and what it does extremely well is it cleans up shoulders on tenons. But hey, do you use a shoulder plane? I'd love to hear from you. I'd love to hear your thoughts, the applications that you use it, and whether or not you think that it's woodworking bling or not. But anyways, in regard to needing this plane, that's going to be up to you. What kind of finances do you have? What other tools do you have? You're going to have to think about those things first. But I would say that for me, this is not a plane that a woodworker has to have. It's a nice thing to have in certain applications, but otherwise you can get by with other planes. Well, until next time, thanks for watching this video, and I look forward to seeing you again.